Okay. So I would like to introduce myself. I have started the corporation by 2015, and I was developing all the IT assets, including the e-commerce and the data center softwares and cybersecurity. So at the moment, I do have one commercial data center unit with all the assembly tools and everything. Everything is handled by me, assembling of hardware as well as softwares. So now I'm looking for having the redemption of investment income on the issued dividends, whatever that's been issued so far, that needs to be redeemed from the mutual funds and or ETFs. So I'm looking for getting this redemption and then having a permanent move and the immigration process, which I need to do it parallelly. So this is what my requirements are. So I have structured my corporate and the trust. So it's a personal trust, which I do have for having the holdings and getting all the transactions of the common shares and the equity, which I can transact on the issued dividends. And then later, once we are having certain transactions done, then we would move into reconciliation and having other part of previous years financials that are being calculated along with the tax rollover. Everything will needs to be straightened out with Canada and making sure everything is all the financial is fully set up for the portfolio. Once I form the portfolio after the transaction, then I should be able to classify each and every portfolio and forming the funds and making sure I can set up my own funds moving forward after the certain transactions.
Mm-hmm. So what exactly do you need? What are you thinking in terms of establishing in Malta exactly? Because from what I'm hearing, some of the structures are already in place, right?
Yes. So the trust structure is already in place, and also I do have the master trust, a separate trust for tax deferral on anything which has been spent through the corporate side. Everything is all tax deferred. So I have that type of trust where I could tax defer it through expensing out. Other than that, everything is all calculated, and I have all the necessary financial calculation, as well as I did issue the dividends. So those dividends needs to be liquidated as per the disposition of the assets, as well as my regular income on the director's fees and also the remuneration for all the multi roles that's been performed so far to get to this level to expand into the international level.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So first, the phase one is the trust phase, where I need to have the cash for up to $10 million, and that's the trust phase. And then we will move on to the next phase where all the other source of wealth and funds will be disclosed for forming my own funds, and as well as forming the portfolios to expand. But my main portfolio is data center. So data center is the main portfolio along with my own cybersecurity. So that is the primary focus to expand the assets.
Mm-hmm.
And then we move on to shaping up other portfolios around it.
Okay. Okay. I'm sorry. I still didn't get what exactly you're trying to set up in Malta, because, like I said,
Mm-hmm.
like you said, the trust is already in place. So, what would we help you with?
The trust banking is set up, so the securities are not being set up. So I need the securities to be set up so that you can form the funds on the money market funds and other money market funds is the free flowing funds. So you could set up the money market funds as well as the other ETFs, where I could match up with my NAC code, which is the data center and cybersecurity. There's a lot of different funds in the ETF side where you could match up and have the fund set up for me to do the transactions for the first trust phase. So I need to redeem the cash.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would be doing the subscription, and then later we can have like I have the value, a total value freeze with the tax rollover of up to $1.2 billion. But the current disposition which I did so far is about 120 or $130 million, which needs to be liquidated phase by phase. But I want to make sure the phase one would be the trust phase up to $10 million.
Okay, so maybe I'm slow, but I'm still not understanding exactly what you would need in Malta. So you're saying securities? What do you mean by that?
So each country has mutual funds and ETFs. So each country will list their funds, like all the private like founders, those who have assets and funds. That funds is being stacked up with ETFs, as well as the mutual funds is for government who's collecting funds from public. They actually stack up as different tickers on the money market funds where they reinvest into the corporation, as well as other various business that they do with the funds. So these are just for making sure I open the investment account and then take the money out from the investment account of my personal trust.
Okay, so what you need is an investment account. That's what you're saying.
Investment account for
In
getting.
your name.
Yeah, so investment account to be open to get the funds, as well as the brokerage account for me to take the ETFs if I could have the NAC code matched with that ETF funds, which are available in the market.
Okay, all right. Okay, I mean, so there wouldn't be, okay, so this is not obviously our business. We're not a broker. We're not a licensed financial institution. So from what you're telling me, what I'm hearing at least, and what I'm understanding is that you need to be introduced to a broker or a financial institution that can open a securities account for you, right?
Yeah, the investment, like CIM and CFA, those are the two licensed title who's running all the investment firms as well as other financial and even bank partner with them to actually work with these type of mutual funds and ETFs. So, so these CFA and CIM professionals, those who are actually termed as fund managers or security agents or dealers, brokers, all different titles, but still everything comes to the licensed CIM and CFA, who will be working on that team for those transactions.
Okay. All right. So yeah. What can we do for you?
Your side, like after I get the investment part done, then I'm looking at having asset protection in Malta. So which means once I have these income, which has been taken out, all these income, I'm trying to get the European passport, where I should be able to protect my assets and portfolios in Malta, and then I would probably have head office in Malta, and then having branch offices in anywhere, because Canada is too corrupted, and Canada is having too much of financial issues out there in many political layers. And there's a lot of NGOs are being entertained with free money, and they are doing lots of distractions in the market. And everybody are following the entrepreneurs, like high net worth entrepreneurs, intellectuals, and all the projects and products that they can develop. So all these people are following it, and the banks are screwed up. So I don't trust Canada anymore. So I want to make sure I have the financial protection in a proper jurisdiction where everything is all privacy and everything is all strict, and making sure nothing has been disclosed to anybody else. So I want to make sure I have the head office there, have all the hub financial, and making sure I could expand anywhere. But I want to make Canada as a dummy office, because Canada is screwed up, and I want to make sure I have other data center branch, like data center investments. I need to do it in Europe somewhere, and then like maintain the financials in Malta, so that I can have asset protection as well as all the other succession and other planning that I can do.
Okay. And what's the timing, do you think? Sort of when will you need to set up an entity in Malta? Because this, if I'm understanding you correctly, can only happen after you have redeemed the first portion, right?
Yes. So I want the like immigration experts together with the dealer, so that I will first deal with the dealer, and then have the income first wired to my bank, and then start doing the Malta immigration as well as C Corp entity. I can register there, and then make sure I can plan the financial there, and then put this as a dummy office, and then expand from there.
Okay.
So I need two combo service: investment plus immigration.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I mean, the setting up of entities in Malta is something we can do. The immigration part, depending on what type of program you're choosing, we can possibly also do. The investment part is not something that we do. I mean, we're not a licensed financial institution, so other than pointing you to local service providers, there's not much we can contribute, to be honest with you.
Yeah, so you can actually refer to the right dealer, and then I'll deal with them first, and then making sure I can take the investment out and liquidate the income, and then later I will come back to you, and we can have a discussion, because Malta, I think what is the residency which I can buy in the passport? Like what is the dollar amount?
So there is what we call a global residence program. You're Canadian, right? Is that correct?
I'm a Canadian, yes.
So there is a global residence program which would allow you to reside in Malta and to come and go as you wish in Malta. It's I mean, the application process will probably cost you, so there's a €6,000 application fee to the authorities, plus our fees, plus so around about 13,000 euros for the application.
Okay.
And then there is
buying the passport. Like what is the cost to buy the passport?
It's not available anymore.
Oh, Malta is giving a direct golden passport. That's what.
Not anymore.
Okay.
No, the European Union has stopped the process basically. So at this point in time, that's not available.
Okay. But golden visa is available.
Yes. So the global residence program, yes. I mean, it comes with a a minimum tax requirement, so you have to pay 15,000 euros a year as a minimum. You get subject to a flat rate of 15% on any income that you receive in Malta. Yeah, I mean, we can send you some information on that if you're interested. But the passport route is no longer there.
Okay, but as far as like more, I was hearing many things in YouTube where I can buy in the passport directly with say $2 million or $5 million in investments. No? Okay. Yeah, so I can, what is the transition from residency to passport?
So, okay, so in the law, there is the possibility of citizenship by naturalization. So if you have lived here for a certain period of time, then you can apply. Now, the problem is that in practice, the timelines are pretty long. We're talking like 15, 16 years as a minimum, that you have to have been resident before they will accept your application.
Yeah, but UK is already providing for innovators. They provide within 3 years on the immigration part. Even Germany is providing the same for passport. So I want to expedite when I actually select a country and invest the data center and expand the data center and invest all my cybersecurity assets and everything together. Then I want to make sure I have the residency, second passport, for me to manage the Canadian part of corruption on the financial side, to be protected in a different country where the jurisdiction is very strict. So I want to make sure they don't mess around with my financials anymore.
Yeah, no, I understand that. No, but I mean, what Malta is offering is a residence scheme, not a passport scheme.
Okay, that's fine. So do you have a dealer already you're connected with together?
There are some local firms that open security accounts, but keep in mind that Malta's small. Okay, so they will be very local, and with the amounts that you're talking about, I mean, we do have clients with security accounts, but a lot of them have security accounts in, let's say, for example, a Swiss bank or a Luxembourg bank, or institutions that are used to handle substantial amounts. The local scene is a bit parochial in that sense. So we can send you some links and you can have a look, but they are not big international institutions. Keep that in mind.
Okay, and what is the limit of like how big the size would be on the investment portion for the tech corporate, where if they have bigger assets like data center, cybersecurity, and e-commerce with big IT innovation assets, but I want to make sure what would be the size of Malta, where the investment firms can accommodate the bigger amount.
Not sure I'm understanding your question. What?
Because Malta is pretty much for many like European countries, Malta is the financial same as Hawaii, right? So US, those who have all the big founders, they stack the funds in Hawaii. So it's similar in Europe. They have different islands where they like Isle of Man and Malta, and many different islands are there. So they protect the assets in the island. So I want to make sure, what is the size? What is the maximum size that investment firms can take in?
I wouldn't know. I mean, you'd have to ask the firms. I have no clue.
Okay, so what is the Malta's full financial asset till now?
What is
the value of Malta altogether? including asset management and portfolio for other countries as well.
I don't know. I don't have that. I'm not sure they publish those statistics. Maybe they do, but I don't know. I can't. Yeah. I mean, like I said, we're not investment advisors. We're not in that world. I mean, what we can help with is, you know, setting up companies, administering and doing the administration, and help you with the residence programs and things like that. The investment side is not something we can help.
Okay. If there's any investment right dealer who could actually deal with my transactions, we can work together. And then once I have the investments cashed out, then I should be able to start the immigration part of it.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we can point you to a few local firms that we know, but obviously opening an account and whatnot, that would have to be done directly with them, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I have all the documentations, everything.
Sure.
I want to make sure I have the right firm where I should be able to do the investment and brokerage account together.
But I'm not able to tell you sort of, you know, this firm is good and this isn't. I wouldn't know.
Okay. Yeah, I would know, because normally when they deal with trust, that's where I want the expertise, so that I could open that trust investment and trust brokerage account. So it's not rocket science, but there are certain documentations and the financial calculation that I have everything in place where I can communicate and get the investment income to be transacted.
Okay. Let me tell you. So I think, Savi, what we'll do is we'll send a list over of the local scene, the ones we know about, at least.
Okay.
We'll send you some information about the global residence program. You can have a look, and then we'll take it from there.
Yeah, for sure. So I can connect with the investment firms first and get this thing sorted out, and then I'll move into the residential part.
Yep. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, it was a pleasure meeting both of you, and
Thank
yeah,
you for your time.
Yeah, thank you for your time too. Have a
Take
good
care
day.
and have a lovely day. Bye.
You too. Bye.